Okay, so before we start, you might notice me using lines of code that start with a hash symbol like this. This is called a comment. A comment is a note for people, not for Python. Python completely ignores anything that comes after the hash symbol. It will never run that line as code. Comments exist so that you can explain what your code is doing. You can leave reminders for yourself, and so that you can make your code easier for other people to understand. So with comments, the computer doesn't read them. They are just for people to read. Okay, now that that's out the way, I'm going to teach you one of the most important ideas in all of programming, which is decision making. And I'm going to show you this in Python. We're going to learn what if statements are, how else if and else work, what Boolean logic means, and how to use all this to make your programs think and react. If you can understand this, you're officially stepping into real programming logic. This is what makes programs feel smart. So what is an if statement? Well, to start, it looks like this. An if statement is how a program makes a decision. It basically asks a question, and if the answer is true, the code runs. If the answer is false, it skips that code. Let's make an example if statement. First, we'll make a variable named age and set its value equal to 20. Now we can make an if statement using this variable. This if statement is read: if age is greater than or equal to 18, print you are an adult. This code checks if the age is greater than or equal to 18, and if the answer is true, it prints you are an adult. The next thing we are going to go over is what is a Boolean. They look like this. The words true and false. A Boolean is just a value that can be either true or false. Nothing else, only those two. Boolean logic is the logic of yes and no, on or off, true or false. Here's some examples. The line 10 is greater than 5 will evaluate in Python to the Boolean value of true. The line 10 is less than 5 will evaluate to the Boolean value false. The line 5 equals sign 5 checks if the values on the left side of the equal signs and the right side of the equal signs are the same. In this case, they are both 5, so it evaluates to true. And the line 5 exclamation mark equals sign 5 means check if the value on the left does not match the value on the right. Does not equal the value on the right. If the values don't match, it evaluates to true. If the values do match, it evaluates to false. In this case, the values do match. They are both 5, so the result is false. You can use any of these lines with an if statement. We could say if 10 is greater than 5, print the number 10 is greater than the number 5, for example. And these lines aren't just comparisons. Python actually turns them into true or false, and the if statement uses that answer to decide what to do. Let's say we have this block of code. The variable age equals integer function, input function, enter your age. If age is greater than or equal to 18, print you can vote. Now we're combining input with an if statement. The program asks for your age, and only if you're 18 or older does it print the message. This is a simple example of taking input, doing some logic, then giving output. And that's basically the structure of most programs in the world. Okay, now I'm going to show you the else statement. Here's a block of code that uses it. Age equals integer function, input function, enter your age. If age is greater than or equal to 18, print you can vote, else print you are too young to vote. The else statement is what happens when the condition is false. So now the program has two paths. If the condition is true, run the code nested inside the if statement. Else, run the code nested inside the else statement. No matter what, one of them will run. Now I'm going to show you else if statements. In Python, it's called elif for short. Here's some code. It's read, score equals integer function, input function, enter your score. If score is greater than or equal to 90, print grade A. Else if, or elif, score is greater than or equal to 80, print grade B. Elif, score is greater than or equal to 70, print grade C. Else, print grade F. So these Python elif statements, they let you check multiple conditions in order. Python checks them from top to bottom, and the first true one wins. And this is powerful. Now your program is evaluating different situations and reacting differently to each one. In this case, we are printing out a letter grade based on the user's score. Take a look at this code. Age equals 20, has ID equals true, and if age is greater than or equal to 18 and has ID, print you can enter. This shows Boolean logic. Let's break it down. In Python, there are three primary Boolean operators you can use to do Boolean logic. The first one, which is AND, means both conditions must be true. OR means at least one condition must be true. And the Boolean operator NOT reverses whatever the result would be. That code right here on the screen uses AND, meaning if the age is greater than or equal to 18 and they have ID, they can enter. We can also modify this code to use the Boolean operator or the Boolean operator NOT. Take a look at this. The first if statement will print you can enter if the person's age is greater than or equal to 18 or they have ID. For the second if statement, if the person does not have ID, it will print no ID found. This is the same logic used in security systems, login pages, AI decisions, game rules, and apps that check conditions. You are thinking like a programmer now. Here's a common mistake you should know about. Let's say I write this. If age equals 18, colon. That would be wrong. It is a common mistake to use one equal sign instead of two. One equal sign is the assignment operator. It assigns a value to a variable. Two equal signs is a comparison operator. It compares values. Here's the correct version. If age equals 18, colon. That's the right way to type it. Here's some example code for a quick mini project. It's a simple login system. First, we get a username. Then we get a password. If the username is admin and the password is 1234, we print access granted. Otherwise, we print access denied. This tiny script is the foundation of login systems, admin panels, security checks, and user authentication, and it only uses input, if, else, and booleans, which means you just learned the logic behind real software systems. If you understand this video, you understand how programs make decisions. Remember to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and set notifications to all so you don't miss any uploads.